Welcome once again. My name is Dr. Dennis Rogers to the Black Media and Tourism Interview Room. We are here today with Ms. Essence H. Banks from New Orleans, and she is a member of the New Orleans Multicultural Tourism Network. More specifically, she serves in the capacity of
Executive Director.
yes. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. So tell us about the New Orleans Multicultural Tourism Network.
So the network is really, core mission is to focus on allowing minority-owned businesses, people of color opportunities in the tourism and hospitality space. It's a nonprofit, independent, private organization. It's been around almost 30 years now. So it was started with the intent to really give back to the community and also focus on the culture of New Orleans.
Excellent. So 30 years in the making, and it's distinct from the Convention and Visitors Bureau of New Orleans. Is that correct?
Yes, so we partner with the New Orleans Convention and Business Bureau, which is now New Orleans and Company, to really foster, relationships in the community with those businesses. So it's definitely been a long collaboration and partnership that we've had, but our organization really focuses on those smaller, people of color that have businesses in the community, that have either festivals, organizations, things of that nature that really helps propel them and highlights them in the tourism economy in New Orleans.
Your name is interesting because it's Essence, and there's been a festival that's been all the rage in the media, the Essence Music Festival.
That's right. Yes.
And I think this year was a big year for them. How did that type of event benefit the network that you're a part of?
So we were so excited to welcome Essence Music Festival for 25 years in New Orleans this year. As I mentioned earlier, when I started the organization, it was almost 25 years ago when it was the Black Tourism Network, and we brought the very first Essence Music Festival to New Orleans. So it was great to kind of be in this capacity back with this organization since 25 years. I mean, they have done such tremendous work in the community. This year, they are African American owned now. So that is definitely a huge, win for the organization. And so, of course, their new mission and directive is to focus on buying local and supporting Black-owned businesses in the community. They put a spend goal, which was amazing this year. So they really wanted to give back to the culture and the businesses of New Orleans in a big way. So, yes, it was a great time in New Orleans.
So let's talk hard numbers. In the media, it's been reported there were 500,000 attendees to the Essence Music
Probably
Festival.
more than that.
What was the economic impact, and what was the spend goal at this point for the festival with vendors, suppliers, and color?
So the numbers haven't been aggregated for this year as of yet, but we know there's probably more than 500,000 people that were in New Orleans. Because you have those that are just attending the events, but you have visitors that come just for that time to party in the city of New Orleans, right? To be in the mix. And then as far as the spend goes, I mean, we're hoping to see those numbers. I can't give you the exact numbers, but I know, it's huge on just the impact that it had. So Essence Festival this year took over the entire city. It's something that they haven't done in the past. So that means every activation, every location, from the parks, the venues, restaurants, in addition to the convention center and Superdome, received benefits, and all of the businesses that they use primarily were people of color. So we're hoping soon if those numbers come out, we can kind of share the success and the economic development back to the city, but it's record breaking. Yes.
So over the 30 years, 25 years of existence of the network, have you seen the number of network members grow and their economic flourishment within the city of New Orleans, both during Essence but year-round as well?
Yes, so we've seen, businesses starting out. When you think about 25 years ago, a small business, now I've seen businesses growing. They're handling jazz festival, security for Jazz Fest, which is amazing. So we kind of have painted the picture. We kind of see those success stories of small businesses and how they've grown as a result of the connections that the Multicultural Tourism Network has afforded them.
Right.
And so that is really our core mission, is to help the smaller businesses, help them grow to have the size and scale to compete with the larger festivals and conventions that come to the city. So it's definitely a great a great time to really see the businesses flourish, and because we really focus on them, so we give them the tools and the resources they need to be successful in that space. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. And so capacity is being built by entrepreneurs in New Orleans. You all are having success.
Yeah.
Have you had other cities reach out to you to inquire about how you do it, how they can duplicate those efforts? Care to share any of those stories or any of those cities with us?
Yeah, so I just actually here today have a conversation with the Boston CBB, having the same conversation about how do they implement a multicultural tourism segment or division with their organization. You know, this organization has been around with the likes of Philly,
Okay.
right? So
That's
with,
right.
with his organization, so they were the first, and then we came along, and then Miami also. So you still see CBBs and cities growing in this way, really branching out from the chambers of commerce and really focusing on this segment.
Excellent.
So there's been so many organizations and cities that have called us to really benchmark, but we really do have a unique
Offering.
offering in this space.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're here now in Miami, and we're at the International Multicultural Heritage and Tourism Network Summit. What are some of your objectives you hope to accomplish while here in Miami at this particular conference?
So at this conference, you know, I really set out to really make connections,
Excellent.
build relationships
Okay.
with those that are in the industry that have the experience, the expertise, that we can kind of, you know, tie some best practices with and bring some things back to New Orleans. And then also share some of the great successes. You know, I've been on 2 panels,
Okay.
for the past 2 days, so it's been exciting to kind of share some of the key successes and benchmarks that New Orleans has had, you know, in this space for so many years. And I think that now it's really taking traction. You know, we hear across the country that travelers really want to curate their experiences.
Yes.
They don't just want a cookie cutter, you know, trip and travel somewhere and they think, you know, this is great. We, you know, in New Orleans, we really take pride in that genuine, I guess, experience, right? Curating
The
things,
creative
yeah, the
process
local-
of giving people specifically what they want.
yeah, and not just giving them, you know, a canned, you know, tour or a canned package. But this is really about where is the heart and soul of New Orleans. And so at this conference, that's really what I wanted to also see how other cities are doing it. The other piece is looking at the data. So what does the tourism data say about our industry and how we can improve, you know, on the services that we provide?
Wonderful. So the publishers of Black Media and Tourism magazine, Gloria and Solomon Herbert, have been publishing for a while.
Yes.
And I take it that you have a relationship with the magazine.
That's right.
Care to share with us the benefits of working with this magazine, or the benefits of this magazine being in the public domain?
So we have worked with this magazine over 20 years.
Yes.
And I remember in the early days, you know, taking out ads and the stories and the, you know, highlights about New Orleans. And we recently were featured in a magazine, I think maybe 2 publications ago. But it really does speak volumes to the impact that this magazine has on the community. It is really the backbone of who we are. You know, I heard someone say today it's like the jet of magazines, right?
Excellent.
It's like if you didn't have your Jet magazine back in the day, then you didn't have anything, right?
You
Or
weren't
your Essence
informed.
magazine.
You weren't connected. That's right.
Right, and so
That's right.
this really has its finger on the pulse of everything that's happening in Black tourism
Perfect.
and meetings. And so we're just, you know, excited to continue the partnership with Saul and Gloria.
Excellent. This has been a wonderful interview with Essence Banks. We want to thank you for your time. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.